The state has recently gazetted this whole area, known as the Samphire Coast, as the International Bird Sanctuary. And it's a great win for shorebirds and water birds of the area who desperately needed a leg up. So what we've got now is a bounding area which is about 60 kilometres of contiguous land that goes all the way up the east coast of Gulf St Vincent and takes in the Dry Creek saltfields, which historically has been supported up to 44,000 birds at one time. The eastern coast is made up of a real mosaic of sort of different habitats, so it provides a lot of variety for a lot of different feeding guilds of birds. What's recently happened is that the saltfields have been decommissioned, so we're really searching for answers as to how we can maintain those habitats for shorebirds, but also water birds.
You could actually say these shorebirds are Australian birds. They spend most of their time here, almost all of the summer months here in Australia, but they do follow what's known as the East Asian Australasian flyway, and that goes across 23 different countries. And basically the birds find their way up through countries like Indonesia, Japan, Korea, China, and they breed, so they stop and they breed in the northern Arctic area.
So they're doing a 25,000 kilometre round trip each year, and they do that by putting on fat and then flying 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes even 9,000 kilometres non-stop, like from southern Victoria to the north of the Yellow Sea. The eastern curlew takes 9 days to fly 8,500 kilometres without stopping.
I couldn't do that in my motor car.
So any bird that has lived for 16 years, made that migration, has flown the distance from here to the moon purely on migration in its lifetime. And as I said, some have gone on significantly longer than that. It's incredible that little bird, that little engine, that little pair of wings is able to achieve in terms of the distance it can cover.
These birds need to eat so much before they can take off to get back. So down here at the moment, things are in a situation where they can do that, but who's to know if we don't manage this area, all these food sources can be destroyed, and consequently the birds won't be able to feed up before they head back to the Arctic.
People say, well, they can find somewhere else. They can't find somewhere else. In the very short term, they can survive. But the population and the food supply are balanced. And if you upset the food supply, the population will, in a year or two, adjust back to that lower level of food supply.
The main threats in Australia and in Gulf St Vincent come from disturbance and habitat loss. If they're disturbed, that means that they're either burning that energy or not gaining more energy, so their condition is at a net loss. Right over here we've got some fox prints, so foxes must be in the area. We've just seen a nesting bird just near here. We've found some of the studies that they've been taking a lot of the chicks and a lot of the eggs, and it just compacts the pressures that are coming from elsewhere. A lot of motorbikes and off-road vehicles unfortunately view beautiful habitats like this as wastelands. Often it's just a bit of miseducation that they're not aware of what's out there, that there are little birds that are nesting out there and rely on a bit of a stable habitat to bring up their young.
My name's Tony Flaherty. I'm the manager for Coastal Marine Programs for the Natural Resources Adelaide Mountain Lofty Ranges. So from when I came in there, working closely with BirdLife Australia, involving volunteers from both BirdLife and Birds SA and the region, and with funding through the NRM board, they've been undertaking a range of work to try and protect shorebird habitat and also the saltmarsh samphire habitats as well.
We're putting some satellite trackers. We've got 5 satellite trackers which are going to go on 5 bar-tailed codwits. We'll be able to track their journey, see where they're stopping off along the way, if they are stopping off, and then where they end up. And then we'll hopefully be able to track their return journey and see which habitats they're utilising then, because they're different.
Is that better?
The state should be really commended in their sort of forward thinking towards conservation, that they've gazetted this whole area. It takes in the most important habitats for shorebirds and secures them for birds that are returning and really need to rely on these habitats. And that's one thing, but then the ongoing management of this area is going to be crucial. So they've so far got 3 years of funding, which will go towards the land proclamation, but also a little bit of infrastructure. But the ongoing commitment to managing this land for conservation is going to be key, and I think we've got some really good minds that are sitting around the right tables, and as long as BirdLife's around here, we're going to be knocking on doors and making people accountable, making sure that this land and these birds have somewhere to come. It's not really a place that's appreciated on first visit, and to take a look down here, or a tourist might come down here and not really capture the real personality of this place. Its beauty sort of lies in that it's a very rugged and harsh landscape, but there is such a diverse range of vegetation and birds and reptiles and invertebrates that live in these harsh environments. Obviously birds keep coming back year to year. Something that might seem like an alien landscape to you and I is actually chock-a-block full of nutrients and a very productive system.